Ray Engan, the shyest hero. The shyest hero, Ray Engan.
I was 5 years old and living the dream. A fresh face, chubby cheek, tow-headed tot, ready to rock. My very first Halloween costume. My favorite hero, Batman! Then Biff, kapow! Zot, zowie! They canceled his show. Holy heartache, Batman. You left a puzzled boy wondering. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, heroes are puzzling growing up. They can be so magical, but more often than not, they fail us. Disappear. Get arrested. Become involved in an incident at a strip club. Who are the real heroes? It's those individuals who help us realize that anything is possible. That's where magic truly begins. I discovered my hero the day that John Huber strutted into room D4 of Bel Air School to teach the 5th grade. Mr. Huber commanded complete engagement with style, flair, showmanship, and a genuine joy for life. He had the ability to draw any shy child out of their shell. And at that point in my life, I was painfully shy. At that point in my life, I was still living down a devastating kindergarten catastrophe that had the school psychologist referring to me as suffering from something he called peekaboo syndrome. If I couldn't see you, you couldn't see me. See, at the time, my stylish mother used to wear these wraparound dresses. And if my shyness got the best of me, I would just walk inside of the wraparound dress. Then at the very first open house at Bel Air, with every student, every teacher, every parent in attendance, one of the teachers, Mrs. Carrillo, wore the same wraparound dress as my mom. It looked the same from where I stood. Everyone laughed at me. I became the boy that put the shh in shy. Destined to be forgotten. 4 years later, 4 different teachers, I was still the same shy child. Then Mr. Huber walked in and started 5th grade. Mr. Huber didn't see me as a kid with a shyness problem, but I was more of a puzzle that needed to be pieced together. Oh, he noticed that I didn't speak up in class, but he also saw I sat next to the class clown and I whispered things for him to say. He called me the class clown's head writer. Cyrano de Robin Williams. And he had a bigger plan. Every year, Bel Air put on a Shakespearean play. That year, Mr. Huber was the director. He chose me to play the lead. So day after day, in rehearsal after rehearsal, scene after scene, line by line, Mr. Huber showed me the biggest hero was simply the person with the widest smile and the best attitude. The greatest star could elicit the most laughter and inspire amazing emotions. I became the finest little Shakespearean actor that Bel Air Elementary School had ever seen. I ruled the tan-bar thespian jungle. That experience gave me an insight at a young age of the things that were possible in life. I couldn't wait to go to school. It was like every day Mr. Huber greeted me holding a cup full of confidence and sent me home in the afternoon with an urn of unstoppability. At our graduation party, I spoke, unplanned, in front of all my classmates and all their parents, thanking the most wonderful man who pulled me from the shadows of shyness and made me come alive, face my fears, and enjoy life. I moved Mr. Huber to tears. It was my first standing ovation. And since it was impromptu, it was also my first tabletop as well. But there was one parent who was upset, angry at me. And he pulled me aside later that afternoon, and he sat me down with a very serious look in his eye, and he said, "I just want you to know that your hero, Mr. Huber, is gay." I was 10. I told him I agreed that Mr. Huber was very happy. He shook his head and said, "No, kid, you don't get it. Mr. Huber likes men." I was 10. Girls had cooties. That made me like Mr. Huber even more. I was 10 years old. My belief in Mr. Huber was unshakable because of Mr. Huber's belief in me. The path to success in life is neither marked nor well lit. And we all have somebody like Mr. Huber in our lives that has given us directions to that path, lit it up and said, "Go ahead and walk." But it's our responsibility to take that first step. Folks, find your first step. Mine was easy. I simply mirrored his confidence and genuine joy for life. Find the personality traits that you admire in others and piece together your own puzzle of personal power. Because every day we light each other's paths and we don't even realize it. Don't look up to your heroes. Look into them. I started writing thank you notes to all the people that helped put together the puzzle of my life. I sent Mr. Huber's last week. I have one more left. Does anyone have Batman's address?